Threw himself a dent in the back of his head. More than a while ago from the looks of it.
Wonder if his horse throwed him. Hey, Charlie.
Same as the other one. Ain't likely they both got horse-throwed. Looky, I'll tell you what. I'll stay here with him. And I want you to ride into Stockton and tell the sheriff the whole story. All right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Now, you sure you know what to tell him?
Sure.
All right. Charlie! Charlie!
Heat now, it's past noon. We ought to be moving out.
There's your hang-up.
Roll him. Big 10.
Is it winning?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could be 2 more days. Old Nick ain't gonna quit the game till he's got all the money or none of it.
Dace, you like ham sandwiches?
Yeah, I like him.
It's all yours. I'll see if I can pry him loose.
Be good to me.
Time to head for home, Nick.
Home is where the heart is.
Home is also where they expected us with some white-faced cattle.
Mm-hmm. The valley's been without those pot-belly shorthorns for over 1,000,000 years. Another day or two shouldn't make any difference. Ha-ha! 7!
And the money comes to smiling Nick Barkley.
Come on, Nick, shake loose.
You're all fired trail eager because you're all cleaned out, that's all.
Well, it was, but I am.
Well, our foreman, Mr. Dace Edwards, is older than 2 times 10 1/2, and his pants come clear down to his ankles. If he can't roll out those pot-bellies by himself, then we're really in trouble.
We'll see you back at the range.
No. You're not going to leave me out on that trail with no one to argue with but myself, and you know it. Stick around.
What for?
This is for.
Come on, now, a little less. Come on, 200 more. Let's go.
Oh, look at all that money.
Trail expenses. You move them out. We'll catch up to you later, eh?
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple of days.
Dace, my San Francisco tobacconist makes these up especially for me, 50 cents a piece. Smoke them real slow, will you?
Yeah, thanks. Well, I'll spend a night at Bleak House, Newman's Crossing. See you there, huh?
Yeah, Bleak House. Have a nice trip.
All right, come on.
Afternoon.
You got any vacancies?
How many of you is there?
There's 5 of us.
Well, 50 cents a head includes a hot supper and a hot breakfast. Come on.
4 of us are cows.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
swear, after the way your brother and I slaved to get you all that schooling, you don't read nothing except fairy tales. You're always thinking that you're a Cinderella princess.
Anything wrong with dreaming?
No. You just keep a good, tight grip on that dream. One of these days, it'll all come true. You get enough money and build that hotel up on the North Rise. A big, sparkling white one. A real showcase.
And kings and emperors will come from halfway around the world to enjoy our hospitality.
Why don't you fetch me a little taste of whiskey like a good girl?
You have to wait. We've got a guest. Howdy.
Howdy, ma'am.
Well, howdy, cowboy. Here, let me take your gear. You've been swallowing a lot of trail dust, have you?
Well, I chewed enough sand to make my teeth get short.
Hey, well, sit down, sit down. I got something for you that'll make your teeth grow 1.5 feet. Bell, pour the man a drink.
Well, I always go first class. Now, you take it out of this 20. Sorry, it's the smallest I got, and take $1 out for my accommodations.
Yeah, well, I reckon we can find change for this around here somewheres.
Where are you from, Mr.
Edwards, Dace Edwards. Originally from Cincinnati.
Coming out west to make your fortune?
Yeah, little idea of mine. I got them 4 heifer cows out there, and I'm going to start a new breed.
Yeah, I saw you ride in. Those are eastern-looking cattle, all right.
$100 a head.
You must have done pretty well back east to save up $400.
Oh, just a drop in the bucket.
Here you go, cowboy.
Thank you there.
Belle, you take good care of our friend. I've got some work to do out back.
Okay, Pa. Oh, you care for a refill?
Yes, I never did like to eat much on an empty stomach. Pardon me for saying this, ma'am, but I've been to 1 circus, 2 carnivals, and 8 county fairs. And you're the prettiest girl I ever saw.
Well, I bet you said that before.
No, never once. So help me.
Well, I'm just a simple country girl. You're liable to turn my head.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, here, let me. Oh, I love the smell of cigar smoke. It's got a man smell to it. You know something? I never knew a man who was really comfortable with his boots on.
Yeah, well, I've had them on for 4 days now. They're kind of stuck. They're kind of growed on like.
Well, here, you just let me help you with them. You take your other foot and push.
Well, ma'am, I just can't do this. No righteousness. I just can't.
Just lean back and push.
Well, ma'am. Well, if I'd known about this place before, I'd have been here a long time.
Hit him a good one.
He's dead.
How much did we get?
$400 worth of cattle if he was telling the truth. Bart, you better drive him up the West Wash until we can find a buyer.
I figured he was worth getting. Thought the cow's what we get.
$18.80 in cash. All he had on him was that 20. Sure he did well back east. $400, a drop in the bucket, he said.
We got $18.80. What's what we're going to get for his gear and cattle? Now, that ain't bad for a half hour's work.
But he fooled us.
Someday I'm gonna meet a man with so much money he doesn't have to lie.
Now, when you roll, you gotta talk to those dice. How do you expect them to do what you want them to do if you don't talk to them?
We better rest these horses.
They're not sweating.
Well, I am.
I never once heard you say, come on, dice. Make it and I'll get you some new spots.
Nick, them squares are made out of ivory. They can't hear a word you say.
All right, and how come I'm a $3,100 winner?
You cheat.
I play the winning streak. Play the winning streak. You can't win, you can't win. You can't lose, you can't lose. You look over there. Look over there. See that little rabbit? You see him? You see him?
Yeah, I see him.
Well, now, I'll bet you $10 when I holler, he's gonna spook to the right. Huh? Huh?
No bet. No.
There. See that? Now, when was the last time you saved $10 so easy?
It must have been 15 or 20 minutes ago when I didn't take that bet on whether them stupid bird's nests had pink eggs or blue eggs. You want to camp here? I got some hooks. We'll see how lucky you are with these trout.
Oh, no. I can afford a hot meal. Oh, by the way, where was that place old Dace was going to meet us yesterday?
Bleak House up at Newman's Crossing.
Oh, now, why can't we stay there the night? Get up, have a fresh start in
We're
the
only
morning.
6 hours from home, Nick. We'll be in there before midnight.
Tell you what, we'll flip for it. Heads we go to Bleak House, tails we go on home.
Not a chance. But I'll bet you the food is lousy.
50 cents it is.
You'll never get that bed clean that way. You're going against the grain. You gotta go with the grain. This way. This way, eh? Looks like somebody got hurt here.
No, we just slaughtered some hogs.
Hogs, huh? Well, how does a half a dozen pork chops sound to you?
Sounds great to me.
Well, we sold off all the pork, but we got beef stew for supper, and for breakfast we got bacon and beans, and sleeping's in the loft, and the price, 50 cents each.
Here's 5.
Well, I ain't got change for $5.
Oh, that's all right. You take it. We just want the best in the house.
You got it.
Say, what time did our foreman leave this morning?
Who?
A fella named Dace Edwards?
He was driving some white-faced cows. He was supposed to stop here last night. Did he stop here?
No, ain't been nobody around here for days. Listen, I'm gonna go down to the house and get my assistant to start supper for you, all right?
Right.
Glad to have you.
What do you suppose happened to Dace?
Oh, I don't know. You get those fat cows moving, you wouldn't want to stop them now, would you?
I guess not.
All right, let's get the horses unsaddled and get to that hot meal, huh?
And one of them's got a roll of $100 bills you could stuff a tall goose with.
And they was asking about that feller that was here yesterday?
Yeah, said he was their foreman.
Huh. He was just a foreman.
Well, you can't trust nobody nowadays. What'd you say?
Well, I told him we never seen nobody fit that description.
Good. You figure they got $1,500, maybe $2,000?
Oh, more than twice that. Enough to get us a real fine hotel.
Well, you feel them out, and I'll be in the back room getting some shut-eye with both ears open.
Howdy. Come on in. Just make yourselves at home. Got the pot boiling. Corks out of the whiskey. Bill, they're paid.
Well, now. See what I told you? Some days you just can't lose.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm Heath Barkley.
I'm Nick Barkley.
Sit down. I'll fix you a drink.
The best in the house, please.
Are you the Stockton Barkleys?
Yes, ma'am.
Hope you gentlemen are hungry. Do you like beef stew?
You make it, I'll guarantee it.
I'll set the table.
Let me help you.
It's your move, Mr. Barkley.
Nick.
It's your move, Nick. That wasn't a very good move.
Make it hard for a fellow to concentrate.
Do you get by here very much?
No, not ordinarily. This may prove to be my favorite route to Fresno.
I hope so. It is late. You said you were going to leave before sunup?
I don't need any sleep.
I do.
Next time. It might be sooner than you think.
bed. Come on.
Fine.
Come on, we're gonna go sleep. Get up.
Good night.
Good night, Bill.
I got a feeling he just might be coming back.
I hope so.
Daddy, you let him get away.
Those are Stockton Barclays, boy. Too rich, too many friends, too many folks expecting them back.
All that money.
We tempted fate when we killed their foreman. Besides, that black-haired one, he sparked the bell.
They all do.
We might build this into something permanent.
Hold up.
What's the matter?
I just remembered I left that rifle of mine back at the bleak house in the barn.
All right, I'll ride back with you. You'll need somebody to argue with.
No. You go on. The family, they may be worried.
Well, I'm sure Dace has got back and told him about that crap game. Besides, you might need some help. With that girl?
You get out of here.
Sure.
I saw him with my own eyes.
Jared, that's terrible.
Well, the prodigal returns.
I live and got me down. Now, what's so terrible?
They found 3 more bodies in the North Jetty.
3 more?
That makes 9 in the past 2 months.
Any identification?
Not unless you want to count their skulls being crushed in like all the others.
We were beginning to worry about you. You were supposed to be here yesterday.
Well, didn't Dace tell you we'd be late?
Dace?
We sent him ahead with a Hereford.
He isn't here.
Well, they should have got here yesterday.
Maybe you and Nick better double back, see if he's in any trouble.
Well, Nick isn't with me.
What do you mean?
Well, he left his rifle at the place we stayed at last night and rode back to get it.
Oh, well, then he'll be here in a few hours.
Well, not exactly. You see, he left a girl there also.
Oh?
Not anything to worry about, though, because Nick's riding a winning streak. But if Dace doesn't show up in a couple hours, I'll ride back and check on him.
Good.
What's for lunch?
Back sooner than you thought.
Oh, I didn't expect you back so soon.
Well, I forgot my rifle.
Listen, a man who sits a horse the way you do couldn't ride 5 feet without noticing an empty rifle boot.
Well, as a matter of fact, I was just about all the way home, and I remembered I'd stuck it under some hay in the corner of the barn here. Many hands make light work. Here, I'll get that.
Thank you. Aren't you afraid you'll disappoint a lot of beautiful, rich young ladies up in Stockton?
Well, if there were that many beautiful young ladies up in Stockton, I wouldn't have to take my rifle out of the boot in the first place. Besides, none of them are as pretty as you.
Mr. Barkley! Mr. Barkley's here! Look, why don't you come on over here and sit down and make yourself comfortable?
Pa, Mr. Barkley forgot his rifle.
Why don't you get him some coffee? Hey, you're going to be staying the night, Mr. Barkley. Well, there's big doings in town tonight. There's a barn dance. Bill, you tell him about the barn dance.
There's a barn dance.
Oh. Well, would you do me the honor of your company?
You can wear your flowered dress. Have you had lunch?
No,
Bill, why don't you fix a picnic basket? It's kind of warm around here, and it's nice and cool in that grove down by the river. Ain't nothing too good for our starboarder, Mr. Barkley.
What'd Nick think of those Herefords? He finally changed his mind?
It took some convincing.
Well, they'll grow on him. Audra, what are you doing?
You put any more sugar in that tea, you're going to have to chew it.
Well, 9 men have been murdered. Aren't you too worried?
Yes, we are.
I'll get it. Oh, Sheriff, come in.
Afternoon, Victoria.
You're just in time for coffee.
Thanks, Victoria. But
Hello, Fred.
everybody. Fred. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. We found another body. It was your foreman, Dace Edwards.
Oh, no.
Dace?
Where?
The river, North Jetty, same place as all the others.
Heath, how much of a head start did he have on you?
About 12 hours. We were supposed to catch up to him at Bleak House, but he never showed up there.
How do you know that?
Well, we checked there last night. They hadn't seen him.
I'm going to wire the lawmen upstream and form a posse.
We'll ride with you, Sheriff. Let's go.
What kind of a person would do a thing like that?
Like it?
Love it.
I mean the picnic lunch.
That, too. I was talking about your face.
Are you trying to memorize me?
Mm-hmm. From chin to hairline. I just can't get enough of looking at you, so.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe I'm trying to find something wrong with you. Very difficult.
But you found something?
Mm-hmm. Those blue eyes. I bet a man could drown in those blue eyes.
I never thought anyone would notice. Well, you have a defect, too.
I do. Where?
Your forehead. Your hair keeps falling down on it.
Something wrong?
You kissed me like I was somebody.
You are somebody to me, Belle. Somebody very special.
Don't talk that way. And don't feel that way. Let's just live here now.
Well, they're coming back. Been gone just about the right amount of time. Belle? Belle? How did it go?
It was just wonderful, Pa.
You still got that money on him?
Bart.
Well, Daddy, she's got a funny look to her I ain't never seen before.
Well, it ain't the kind of look you're ever like to understand.
Well, would you mind waiting outside? I want to take a bath.
Well, don't throw the water out when you're finished. Bart's going to use it.
Oh, Daddy, do I have to?
I'd appreciate it. It looks like it's working out.
Well, if Belle marries him, who's gonna do for us?
Oh, we can hire anybody we want.
Uh-huh. She'll move in that big house and grow uppity ways and have us fetching and toting.
Oh, no. We got a saddle on your sister, boy.
Not if she marries money, we don't.
Wouldn't the Barkleys be flat out shocked to learn they got an in-law that's done the things that Belle's done?
We gonna be rich, Daddy.
Like having a tunnel to the bank, son. Like having a tunnel to the bank.
What was she like?
Who?
First girl you ever in love with?
Oh, that one. She was a most unusual girl.
She like me?
Oh, very different from you. Very different.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A darker complexion, a little shorter, a little skinnier. But, then again, so are all Paiute Indian girls at the age of 11.
Oh, now you're making fun of me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Oh, I just suddenly feel I need to know everything about you. Do you have a middle name?
Mm-hmm. Nicholas Jonathan Barkley, ma'am, at your service. What about you? Where are you from? Your father and brother sound like they're, up around Missouri, Kansas way.
In Missouri.
Mm-hmm. Whereabouts in Missouri?
Oh, it's a place you never would have heard of.
What's rhyming?
Clay County.
Clay County, Missouri. Seems I have heard something about that.
Oh, no. Just a little place. Nothing ever happened there.
Well, I don't know about that. You were born there, weren't you? All right, enough about your past. Do you have any idea about your future?
Tell me.
Tonight, right after that barn dance, when we're all alone, you know what I'm going to do?
No.
I'm going to buy us 2 steaks about an inch thick and 2 bottles of wine, best restaurant in town.
So you're holding the barn dance tonight?
I was. Been called off, and I spent $8 in advertising.
Oh, why'd you have to cancel?
Most of the men rode out of town on posse.
Who are they looking for?
Somebody around here's been killing folks and throwing them in the river. Bunch of bodies wound up in Joaquin County.
We might as well go home then.
8, 10 people knocked in the head. Maybe more.
We can still get home before dark.
Ain't nobody actual said lynch. But they sure been fingering their ropes.
Take me home, Nick.
Still stay and have a little dinner.
Please. There are people around here doing things like that. I want to get back and warn Daddy and Bart.
Well, all right. Get on.
This is where we found the bodies, and this is where we'll split up. Check every house upstream, both sides of the river. Penn, Baines, take the Laughlin place. The old man and his wife are over 70, but check it out anyway. Colvin, Herm, take the Stearns place, also look in on the Hovels. Next up would be Bleak House.
Jed and I'll take that one.
That covers 20 miles. By that time, we ought to be meeting up with the Lathrop posse. All right, let's move out.
Thanks for understanding, Nick.
I'll take the buckboard to the barn and unharness.
Paul, wake up. Wake up and listen to me. Get up. Now listen to me. We gotta get away from here. There's a posse and they're talking lynch. Those bodies we threw in the river didn't stay underwater. They found a whole lot of them.
How are they going to trace them to us?
When they can't trace them any further upstream than this, they're gonna start poking around here.
There's nothing to tie us in.
It's bound and arrowed down to us, Bart. Now, do you want to take that chance?
Yeah, hush. Where's that Barkley fella?
Out in the barn unharnessing.
What's he going to think if he sees us riding out like this?
A man hit in the head with a hammer don't think nothing. With that money of his, we can buy us a whole lot of distance.
Nothing happens to him. Oh, Pa, don't you understand? For a few hours, I had everything I ever dreamed of. Right here in my hands. And my hands were clean. And it wasn't all yesterday's. It was tomorrow's.
Belle.
Oh, Pa, why does everything we touch turn to mud?
He was a nice young fella. If we move on, there's going to be other ones.
Not like this one.
So what are we supposed to do about him? He's a loss. We tap him on the head, and we send him downstream.
No!
Downstream.
You got an idea.
Found all the bodies downstream. What if they was to find one with its head bashed in upstream?
Why, sure take the curse off on us.
Well, where are we going to find a body?
In the barn. Unharnessing.
And with a pocket full of money.
I told you, Pa, no. No.
Well, whatever's going between you and Nick Barkley's past working. He fills our needs like nobody else can. And then we can stay here and build our big hotel.
We ain't ever going to have that big hotel. We won't ever have anything.
Maybe. But it beats swinging from the end of a rope. You just move him into the right spot in front of the canvas. We won't have to explain anything to anybody. We can stay here. We'll have a lot of money and be just as pure as a morning dew.
I won't do it.
Listen to me. You ain't never disobeyed your daddy before, and you ain't gonna start now. You hear me? You got no choice. It's him or us.
He's coming. You better listen to Daddy.
I brung us this far, and I'm gonna take us all the way. You just tell him we rode out to join that posse. Let him in, Belle. Get him in.
Everything all right?
Fine. They left a note. Rode out with the posse.
Well, see, I told you there was nothing to worry about.
I'm sorry I ruined our dinner, our whole evening, but well, it's still early. I could fix you a cup of coffee and maybe a sandwich for cheating you out of your dinner too.
Here, let me help you.
No, just sit down over here. I can do it.
Oh. I realize how tired I am.
Lean back there and relax.
My foreman stopped by here. He said he was gonna.
Hey, Foreman?
Dace Edwards. Matter of fact, I gave him a couple of cigars before he left Fresno. Cigars made especially for me. Like this one.
Let me see. Oh, yes. It's got your name right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you must have left it here last night.
No. I'm sure I smoked all of them before I got here.
Oh, you must be very tired. Why don't you let me help you off with your boots, and I'll show you some real Missouri hospitality.
Missouri. Clay County. Yes, that does ring a bell. My brother defended a bank robber from up that way. Had a strange defense, though. He said he didn't even know he had committed a crime. The only crime that was known around his parts was working for a living. They taught the children how to rob and kill rather than read and write. And all the heroes the kids had were men like Jesse James and the Youngers.
You dead?
No.
Well, I can take care of that.
No! A shot might bring the posse.
And they gotta find a body upstream with a mashed-in head, right? So let's get a canvas back up and take him upriver. Get the posse?
No, it's just as bad, though. Heath Barkley and some other man.
Let's get him in the back. Bill, you get rid of them fellas.
Mr. Barkley.
Afternoon, Belle. This is my brother, Jerry. Looking for Nick. I suppose he's out back.
No, he isn't here. He did come back at noon to get his rifle, and then he went right back to Fresno.
Well, he's a forgetful one. Sorry to bother you.
Pleasure, miss. I wonder why she lied. That was Nick's horse we saw in the pasture.
I don't know. Let's ride out a ways and double back, huh?
Right.
They come back in the barn!
Daddy, what we gonna do?
You ever thought about dying, son?
Not when I can help it.
Oh, Pa, it's no use.
We ain't gonna quit, Bill. I ain't never lost a fight yet. Gun beats hanging 8 ways from Sunday. You got the guts for it, boy?
I'm ready.
I'm ready! Nick, are you all right?
Where are they? Huh?
Take it easy.
Take it easy, Nick. Where's Belle?
She's in the barn. I'll get her.
I'll get her.
Sure you're all right?
I said I'll get her.
Is it over?
It's over.
I wasn't gonna let him hurt you, Nick. I wasn't gonna let him go through with it.
Just sit back, Nick, and relax. Lean back, Nick.
Don't.
Sorry, Bill.
You did love me, didn't you?
Well, no, I'm not sorry about that. It's everything else.
You don't have to be.
What do you mean?
I didn't kill any of those people. I just talked to them. Pa and Bart is the ones that killed them.
How many people, Bill?
I don't know, 15, 16, I don't know.
And you just stood there and let it go on, huh?
They'll hang me, Nick. Unless you help me get away.
Get away?
Well, there's only 2 of them out there. 2 between us and the rest of our whole
Those are my
life.
brothers.
If those are your brothers out there, then they'd let us get away. There's got to be some place for us somewhere.
I'm afraid you'll always be carrying some dead people in your hip pocket, Bill.
I wasn't born 22 years ago. I was born this afternoon in a grove down by the river. The doctor that delivered me said that a man could drown in my eyes. And then he kissed me. I never grew up around nothing but menfolk who never turned a furrow, never spent a drop of sweat. They never did nothing by the book. I even had to sneak away to go to school. Lived in nothing but old sod houses and caves. But someday we were going to have that big house. And then everything was going to be all right.
Come on, Bill. Waiting for us. Come on, come on. You won't be taking that stuff to a nice, cool mine, you know. You'll be taking it right in the middle of a forest fire.
Am I really worth that much to you?
If I didn't think so, I wouldn't be going.
Oh, come back. Please come back safe. I need you.
It isn't just Granite City now. Fire's on its way to Stockton. $10 gallons of nitroglycerine? What am I going to say to Mrs. Barkley, Miss Audra?
You're not going to say anything. The less they know about this, the better.
Leave that wildcat to me.
Funny, I was afraid that my manners wouldn't be good enough for you. I thought that would bring us speedy recovery. Nobility, huh? Well, I've had smoother deals put to me by dance hall girls. And even they weren't peddled by their fathers. You might be interested to know, Marquis, that you didn't have to drag your daughter through the mud. My brothers and I had decided to take that nitro before I came here this evening.
Hi, Jared.
Hello, Harry. You seen my brothers?
Not since I left with you.
No. Well, I guess I'll have a whiskey.
Your money's no good in here tonight.
How come you haven't left town like everybody else?
Listen, everything I got in the world is tied up in them whiskey barrels down in the cellar. Now, the last time there was a fire, I went out to help fight it. Oh, we stopped it all right. But while I was gone, I was looted out of every drop. And it's not going to happen this time. Here, help yourself. I got to get some more water.
I'm glad you didn't take off, too.
I got no place to go.
Me either. Fire didn't scare you, huh?
Nope.
You ain't paid for the last one yet. What's the matter with you?
Get your paws off of me!
You ain't no little bride, you know. You're back here working.
Toby.
Make me sick!
All
That's enough.
I didn't do nothing wrong, Mr. Barkley. She's supposed to be nice to the customer.
I know. Come on, over here and sit down. $2,000 really mean that much to you?
Get out of here.
Sure seems to be my night for making out wills.
Lawyer, you could have helped before, not now.
That's where you're wrong.
Get out of here!
You think this is what Charlie was carrying that nitro for?
He was stupid.
Lady, I knew him a long time. Believe me, he wasn't stupid.
Look, this is none of your business.
There sure must have been something mighty special about you.
Special. You didn't have to be special to attract a man like Charlie. He was a hard rock miner, trapped all week long in a mine shaft. Anyone would look good to him. Anybody who was a little bit nice to him.
There are lots of girls downstairs who are in the business of being nice. Charlie picked you to be his wife. Now, why do you suppose he did that?
I don't know. Look, I know what you're trying to do, and you don't fool me.
You couldn't have fooled him either. He must have thought you'd make him a good wife.
Me?
You.
I'm a saloon girl.
What of it?
I've been one since I was 15. I never even seen a decent marriage. My father ran away, and my mother. Let me tell you about my mother. When boys used to come to our shack to see me, they used to have to bring a bottle of whiskey for my mother, or they didn't get in.
You're not your mother.
Well, I'll tell you something else. Charlie meant only one thing to me. $2,000 and a chance.
To do what?
To get out of here. To come home to one room at night. My own. To one man. No more Toby's slobbering all over me. No more having to pretend and smile to like being clawed and pawed. I can't go back to it.
You thought Charlie was stupid, huh? Well, you just told me what it was he saw in you. And I'll tell you something else. I think you would have made him a good wife.
All right. Maybe I would have. He was a good man. Oh, at first it almost made me sick, the idea of living with a man old enough to be my father. But then I realized he wasn't getting any bargain either. But together we could have both gotten what we wanted. But he's dead now.
So you're just giving up, huh?
How long am I supposed to fight? You don't know what it is to be someone like me. Everywhere you turn, you're caught. I was born in hard luck, and it's never gonna change.
Don't blame it on hard luck. You put yourself in that dress.
Oh, for an expensive lawyer, you give pretty cheap advice. Go on. Let me hear the rest of your sermon. Easy virtue, easy way out.
With that gun in your hand, your way doesn't seem so easy.
Get out of here and leave me alone.
Gail.
Get out of here!
All right. I've got enough trouble of my own.
Troubles? You don't know what that means.
You've always thought the grass is greener somewhere else, haven't you?
You're breaking my heart. You're about to lose one of your lousy gold mines, aren't you?
If it'll mean anything to you. My brothers and I are taking that nitro out in the morning.
But you've got everything. How can you throw it all away?
I don't plan on throwing anything away if I can possibly help it. You're kind of nice to think you're doing the same thing. Now, come on, why don't you give me that gun? Come on, give it to me. You don't have to have $2,000 to feel like it.
Spread the word on you. You'll never get another job in any saloon in Stockton.
You can bet on that. Not in Stockton or any place else.
You're getting awful uppity. What happened? You find somewhere to take old Charlie's place already?
Be right about this hearse being the smoothest ride in town, but it sure don't inspire confidence.
Perhaps somebody just flattened out the Yuba Trail, huh?
Sure hope you know how everybody in town feels about what you're doing.
The Valley's been good to the Barclays. We're sort of paid in advance. We're doing a good job here, you know.
Just wish I didn't feel like I was building a coffin for good friends.
I'm sure there's a better way you could have put that, Jed.
Well, now, like I told you, I'm going to make you the best rig ever to roll out of Stockton. Now, you just go take it easy. Find yourself a girl and have some fun. There must be one left in town.
Well, if it'll make you feel any better, I might just do that.
Mr. Barkley, I want to apologize.
There's no need. It was my fault. I guess I handled it badly.
No, I was wrong.
Well, maybe we both made a mistake, Miss...
Wells. Bridget Wells.
Well, why don't you just forget about it?
Mr. Barkley, would you mind walking me to the mission?
Well, those men won't bother you again.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of them. I'd like to talk to you. I'm sure there's something else you'd rather be doing, but it's important to me.
All right, come on.
Have you been to the mission before?
No, but I've been by it a couple of times.
I guess that's the trouble. Most people just go by it. I heard that you were taking the nitro.
That's right.
You could be killed.
Well, I've thought about that a time or two. Is that what you wanted to talk to me about?
Well, yes, partly. Won't you come in for a cup of tea? Look, I promise not to preach. What would I talk to you about anyway? Courage, duty, conviction? You already practice what I preach. Please? I'll put the water on. My family. The Wells have been missionaries for 150 years.
Do they live in Stockton?
They're dead. They went down into Mexico, into Yaqui country. The Yaquis murdered them.
I'm sorry.
They knew what they were doing. They knew it was dangerous. Even the Mexican army wouldn't go into Yaqui country. Why are you taking the nitroglycerin?
Well, I guess because there's no one else to go.
I wish I had your courage.
Talk fast enough, might let you take my place.
How do you really feel about tomorrow?
Well, the less thinking I do, the better.
But you must have some kind of fear. How did you overcome it?
Maybe I've just been scared so many times, it's a habit to ignore it.
Why did I have to be born with the devil of fear inside of me? I told you my family were dead. Aren't you wondering why I didn't go with them? I didn't have the courage. I pretended to be sick and stayed here while my family were offering presents and love to the Yankees. So hopeful, I'm sure, while they were murdered in their sleep. I've no right to be here. I've no right to be alive.
What would you have proved if you'd been killed?
That at least I'd have had the courage of my convictions. I've always been afraid to try anything. Please, give me some of your courage.
What did that prove?
Well, my father once told me about a tribe in Africa where the young men eat the heart of a lion and from it draw its courage.
Did he say it worked?
The natives thought so. Sometimes if you believe things will work, they will.
I'm afraid it won't work in this case. I'm no lion.
Laurie, what is it?
Mary. She's gone.
No, she isn't. She's upstairs with the others.
No, Miss Hunter. She ran away.
What is it? Mary's run away. When did she go?
Just a little while ago. A few minutes.
Do you know where?
Back to the orphanage.
Well, she couldn't have gone very far. Come on.
Well, they are all safely tucked in now.
Padre, Mary's going back to the orphanage.
Oh, no.
We better start looking for her, but we'll do better if we separate.
I'll look down the road.
You take the back, I'll take the corral. Mary! Mary, let's go back to the house.
I have to go back. I have to get Susie.
There's no one back there now.
Susie's back there. I can't let her burn.
Everyone is here now.
No, not my sister.
Mary, Audra has told me about your family. Your sister is with your mother and father now.
She is not. I put her under my bed so she couldn't get hurt.
There is no Susie.
Don't say that. Don't say it. She'll burn unless I get her.
How can I make you understand? All right, Mary, tell me about it.
No.
Oh, please, please. Please, you tell me all about her. Now, what does she look like?
She has blonde hair, blue eyes, only one shoe, but I promised her another one.
I know you love her very much. Isn't it possible that Susie is a doll? Someone you want to believe is your sister?
No, she is my sister. She's the only one I have left.
Oh, no. That's not true. That's not true. You have us and the Padre, and we care very much what happens to you. Come on. Let's go back to the house.
Please don't make me.
Well, I'm hoping you'll want to go. You see, Mary, the children are afraid. You've been through a fire. They will listen to you. Now let's go back to the house. The children are waiting for you.
She's asleep now. I think she's going to be all right.
Good.
I do not know how to thank you for your kindness, Senora.
Father, I wish we could have done more.
Gracias. I'll see to the others.
Oh, Silas, hitch up the wagon. We're going into town.
Stockton?
Well, with all these children, we're going to need fresh supplies.
There's dangers in town, Miss Barkley. The fire.
Oh, we'll take our chances. I am not about to face a lot of hungry children at breakfast.
Miss Barkley, please don't go in town now. Please don't.
Why not?
I tell you what, Mrs. Barkley, I'll go in town for you.
Silas, we've been together for a long time. Now, what are you trying to hide from me?
Nothing, Mrs. Barkley. Nothing.
Look me in the eye and tell me that.
Told Mr. Jarrett this would happen.
Tell me.
But I promise.
Silas, you know I am going into town, and you know I hate surprises.
Your son's going to blow a fire break.
Blow a fire break?
Mr. Carter and 2 men were killed yesterday trying it. The nitro blew up on them.
Nitroglycerin. I'll be back as soon as I can, Audrey.
I'm going with you. What's the matter?
I forgot. They're not my boys anymore. They're men.
Men can make mistakes.
And do with great frequency, but that's their right.
Can't we even go in and say goodbye?
No. Because we'd point out all the reasons why they shouldn't do it, and the more right we were, the harder it would be for them to do. No. No.
They should be here pretty soon. Yeah.
Say, Nick.
Yeah?
You never did tell us. How was life among the aristocracy?
Well, now, you boys wouldn't believe the impression I left on that girl. Why, before I left, she offered me anything I wanted, and the Marquis. Why, now, he was so impressed, he was speechless.
You wouldn't care to fill us in on some details, would you?
No.
I thought so.
Uh-huh. You know, gentlemen, as we approach the brink, the question occurs to me. Was that just a lot of academic information you were throwing around in that saloon? Or do you really know what you're talking about?
Oh, and that reminds me. I hope you did a good job making out our will.
That was not the answer I'd hoped for.
Relax, Jared. Nick knows as much about nitro as he does about art.
There's a comforting thought.
I think you boys better save your jokes for the Yuba Trail.
By then, I think we're going to need a few laughs.
The last of it.
Easy, Nick. Nick, I promise never to call you a bull in a china shop again.
If we get back in one piece, you can call me anything you like. Just up ahead, Jared. Nitro, sure. Changes a man thinking, doesn't it? That gully right now looks like the Grand Canyon.
We'll have to carry it across.
All right.
the matter? This one's leaking.
Which one is it?
Seems to be leaking right here. This one's half full. This one. What now? Get away from here.
Put it over there.
Better see where it leaked to.
It's on the other side. Seep down through the bed here.
Right onto the brake linkage.
Yep, and it's going to travel all along that linkage until it comes down here to the brake shoe. And one touch of those brakes and we're going to be blown to San Francisco.
All right, we'll have to take them off.
I'll start carrying the nitro to the other side.
this, will you, Jared?
What caused that?
Who knows? Like I said, this stuff's very unstable.
I think it just proved your point.
Well, it looks to me like the Barkley luck has finally run out.
Be just a little tricky carrying that stuff down on foot.
Too tricky. One slip in that soft dirt and it's all over.
So, that leaves us with one special build hearse from St. Louis with no brakes.
We can rough lock the rear wheels.
If it'll hold.
There's just one way to find out.
Ready? All set.
Don't let him get away now here.
With these two horses coming down on top of me, I was about to say the same to you. All right, let's go.
Get up. Ha! Get up. Ha! Get up now. Ha! Get up there. Ha! Get up. Ha! Ha!
Fire horses.
Whoever thought of fire horses?
I think you did.
That's right.
best get to planting that nitro. What's that girl doing here?
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to reach some of the farmers. They may be trapped by the fire.
You gotta get out of here.
But they may need help.
Bridget, you can't go any farther.
Well, then let me help you. Look, I have to do something.
All right, come on.
All right, what's going on? Is she out of her mind?
She's gonna stay with the horses. I'll explain later.
Does she know what we're carting?
She knows.
Well, now, wait a minute.
Nick, we haven't got time to argue. Let's get started.
All right, if that fire gets too close, you take the team and yourself out of here.
Get in as close as you can and set them in a straight line. We'll work our way back. Pick the biggest tree. All right, come on.
Using each one of them. When you get it all set, fire off a shot. And when we hear 3 shots, set them off. All right?
Lift it. Go on, get out of here. Do what I tell you, run. Go on, get.
And the girl aren't here.
The shot came from over there.
Never mind that. Get the horse.
get your wish, Mrs. Barton?
I already have. My sons came home safely.
Well, Jared, you're good at speeches. You want to...
Oh, well. Mother, I'll make it short and sweet. With all our love.
Charles Russell? Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you all very much.
Fairweather friend of mine said that we were bringing culture to Stockton.
I'm surprised no girls for either of you.
I know I've been sad.
You're not of age.
Just where do you think you're going?
I got a new business. Sawdust.
Sawdust?
For the saloon floor. They pay a nickel a bag.
Daniel, I thought we agreed you weren't going to hang around the saloon.
I ain't hanging around, Pa. I'm delivering.
Well, you just deliver right back to the carpenter shop.
But, Pa, I just swapped for this route. Gave Tommy Davis 6 firewood customers for the silver slipper and the bucket of blood.
No saloons, Daniel. You just stick to selling frog legs to the cafe.
Yes, sir. Sure cuts down my profits.
We told you before. Get out.
Oh, no.
You won't be needing these supplies because you're leaving.
Stay here, Daniel.
Getting out like I told you. I'm telling you two for the last time. Get off of that claim you're working or we'll drive you off.
What's the trouble, Cusack?
We're trying to get rid of these scavengers. They're working that old mine near the Glover diggings.
We're not scavengers. The mine is ours.
That's right. They staked a claim 3 years ago when the mine was abandoned.
Scavenger claims don't count in my book.
They count in the town book. That's all I'm interested in.
You better take that up with Mr. Glover, Sheriff. He's the one that wants them off.
It's their mine and they stay. You bother them again, Cusack, and I'll jail you.
Okay, Sheriff. But like I said, you better take it up with Mr. Glover. We don't give the orders.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'll help you with this. I thought I told you to stay put.
I was just listening, Pa.
You're always just where you can get hurt. Don't I have enough worries?
Mr. Glover's the most important man in town. He ain't gonna like you going against him, Pa.
I don't expect him to.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Whatever I do, I don't want you mixing in. It's too dangerous.
Yes, sir. There sure is gonna be a lot of trouble.
Welcome back to Glover House, Mr. Barkley.
Thank you, Charles.
It's good to see you looking so well. It's been a long time.
Almost 6 years. You know, the last time I came through that door, little Janice was sliding down that banister at me.
She's quite a young lady now.
I'll bet she is.
You wouldn't recognize her.
Jared, my boy.
Hello, Sidney.
How are you? It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you. I've been looking forward to it.
Charles, would you put Mr. Barkley's things in the East Wing, please?
Yes, sir.
Come inside, Jared. I've got a bottle of champagne waiting.
Good.
Yeah, this merger calls for celebration.
That it does.
Family well?
Oh, they're fine. Just fine, Sidney.
Merger papers all in order?
I've got them right in here and ready to be signed.
Good.
Can that possibly be Janice?
Yes. Had it painted 3 months ago, just before she went back east to finishing school. Beautiful, isn't she?
She certainly is. It's kind of hard to believe that that's the same little girl who used to beg me for ice cream.
Sometimes I wish she were still that same little girl. She's all I've got, Jared. I don't mind admitting this house is just a bit lonesome without her.
I could imagine it is.
The merger of the Barkley Glover silver mines.
To the merger.
Come in. Yes, Charles, what is it?
Sheriff Barrett is here to see you, sir. He says it's important.
The sheriff?
Yes, sir.
You mind, Jared?
No, not at all.
All right, Charles, have him come in.
Yes, sir.
You have a sheriff here now, huh? The last time I was here, all you had was a miner's court.
Yes, we hired him 3 years ago. Town's been growing so fast, we had to get some regular protection, especially for the property owners. Afternoon, Sheriff.
Afternoon, Mr. Glover. Sorry to bother you.
Well, it's all right. Gives me a chance to thank you for catching those night riders last week. They've been getting away with a lot of ore.
No thanks necessary.
This is Mr. Barkley. Jared, Dave Barrett.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff.
Same here. Barkley mine?
That's right. Well, Sheriff, what can I do for you?
It's about that old mine between your claim and the Barkley diggings.
The one those Chinese are working?
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
2 of your men threatened them, told them to get off. They said they were acting under your orders.
Yes, that's right. We need that old mine. You see, the Barkleys and I are merging. We're planning to extend those tunnels and join our main shafts.
You can't do that. That mine was abandoned because the ore was low grade, left open to scavengers.
Temporarily, yes. But now we need it again.
The mine belongs to Wong Lo.
This must be some kind of a joke, Sheriff. What is the law on that point, Jared?
Well, most mining laws state that temporarily means 14 days. After that, the shaft is open for reclaiming by anyone.
But my crew dug that tunnel.
Unfortunately, Sidney, that doesn't have any bearing.
Wong Lo and his wife have been working that mine for 3 years. Their claim is on the town books. They've got a right to stay there.
A right? There wouldn't be any tunnel if I hadn't opened it up. And there won't be any town if those mines shut down.
What do you mean, shut down?
You see, Sheriff, our tunnels are getting so deep that we can't work them anymore without extra ventilation. We need that old mine for an air shaft so we can continue to use them.
Those diggings are the biggest in the lode. If they shut down, it'll bankrupt hundreds of people. There won't be any rim fire. Don't you understand, Sheriff?
Of course I understand. But you'll have to find some other way to keep them open. You just can't take Wong Lo's claim.
You mean you would let this town die for a scavenger? Whose side are you on, Sheriff?
When it's night riders, I'm on your side. When it's claim jumping, I'm with Wong Lo.
Now, wait a minute, Sheriff. We don't have any intentions of breaking the law. Look, Sidney, as long as this man has a legal claim, why don't we simply make him an offer and buy him out?
Jared, I'm not much for buying what already belongs to me.
I can understand that. But legally, there's no choice.
You sure of that?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right. If it'll save trouble, go ahead and make him an offer. But if he won't sell...
Now, maybe we won't have to cross that bridge.
I hope not, Mr. Barkley. Because if you do, I'll be in the middle of it.
Good morning. You are Wong Lo? My name is Jared Barkley. I'm one of the owners of the Barkley mine.
I have heard. Soon you will join it to the mine of Glover?
That's right. As a matter of fact, that's what I came to talk to you about.
Have you come with threats, Mr. Barkley?
I don't believe in threats, Wong Lo. I've come to make you an offer.
An offer?
Mr. Glover and I would like to buy your mine.
You will buy what you tried to take?
That was a mistake that I had no part of, Wong Lo. We'll give you a fair price, whatever you think your mine is worth.
Glover deals in blows. You in words. Neither will drive me out, Mr. Barkley. The mine is not for sale.
But now, wait a minute, Wong Lo. This is an honest offer. I've come in friendship. You must believe that.
The message of the hawk is seldom brought by a dove, Mr. Barkley.
Food's ready, Pa.
Yeah, I'll be right there, Daniel. Boy, I'm hungry as a prospector's mule. What are we having?
Rabbit stew.
Again?
Well, you like it, don't you?
Well, sure, but 3 times in a row?
What's the matter with that?
Have you ever thought of having beef stew or chicken?
Chickens cost too much. Besides, I got the rabbits free.
Free.
Sure, trapped 'em.
Well, I hope you sure don't go to trapping bear. You know, you shouldn't be cooking anyway. You know where you should be? In school.
In school? But there ain't one. Anyhow, what for?
You're going on 11 years old now, Daniel. It's time you learn something besides mines and saloons.
You're teaching me, ain't you? I do sums every day.
Yeah, but sums and reading aren't enough. You need geography and history and things that take a real teacher.
What do you mean? You're a real teacher.
No, I mean somebody that studied it. Like they have in the big schools back east. Or in Stockton.
I can't go clear to Stockton just to go to school. Who'd cook for you?
Well, I'd eat at the cafe.
Their food's no good.
I get used to it. Got used to rabbit stew, didn't I?
I better wait till we get a school here. If I go to Stockton, it'll ruin my frog business.
Sheriff?
Oh, in here, Mr. Barkley.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt your meal.
Oh, that's all right. Mr. Barkley, it's my son, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel. I'm pleased to meet you.
Yes, sir. Me too.
What can I do for you?
I've come to talk to you about Wong Lo.
Have you seen him yet?
Yes, I've seen him, but I didn't get very far with him. He's not exactly what I'd call friendly.
Well, that's because folks have been so mean to him and his wife. He's really nice once you know him. He gives us kids rice cakes and paper...
Daniel?
Oh, yes, sir. I forgot.
Why don't we talk in the office?
Sheriff, how well do you know Wong Lo?
Line of duty, mainly. Why?
Well, do you think that if you went out with me to that mine, you could get him to just listen?
Maybe. But I'm not going back out there with you, Mr. Barkley. If he doesn't want to sell, that's his business.
I understand that, Sheriff. I just want him to understand how important that mine is to this town.
I still don't think I should interfere.
I'm not asking you to interfere. I just want him to hear me out.
It's too much like forcing him, Mr. Barkley. Wong's had enough of that.
All right, Sheriff. I'll go out and try to talk to him again by myself. But I think you're making a mistake.
Sure hope Wong listens to him, Pa. Because if he don't listen, Mr. Glover's gonna act. And somebody's liable to get hurt.
That's another thing they teach you in school, Daniel. Not to listen in on other people's conversations. Mr. Barkley? I've changed my mind. I'm coming with you.
I appreciate that, Sheriff.
Sheriff, we are very grateful. Very grateful.
Yes. We thank you. And you also, Mr. Barkley.
Pleasure to be of service.
That thing's too heavy to move by hand, Wong. You ought to get yourself a mule.
Mules are expensive, Sheriff. When a man has no money, he must depend upon his own strength.
Yeah, well, money's what we've come to talk to you about. Mr. Barkley wants to talk to you some more.
About selling the mine?
I don't want to take sides in this thing, Wong. What you do is your own business. But that offer that Mr. Barkley made you before it's important for a lot of reasons. I wish you'd listen to him before you make up your mind.
All I want you to do is hear me out, Wong Lo.
My husband, they have been kind. It will do no harm just to listen to them.
Very well. Since you think it is best, I will listen.
Wong Lo, do you know what a choke tunnel is?
It is very deep and very hot.
That's exactly right. So deep and so hot that men can't work down there. Well, the Barclay tunnels are almost that deep right now, and the vein is still descending. The Glover mine is in the same condition.
You know how much those shifts are changing? Whistles blowing all day long. Men can't stand it down there more than an hour at a time.
We need your claim so that we can dig cross tunnels for more ventilation.
Ling and I need it also, Mr. Barkley, to make a living.
I can understand that. But I can guarantee you a substantial price for it so you can buy another business.
Where, Mr. Barkley?
Here, anywhere you want. It'll be a handsome profit, I promise you.
And if somebody decides they want that business, will we be asked to sell it also? When Lynn and I came here 3 years ago, we only had a cart and sapling. We found the tunnel, planted the sapling. Now we have a mine and a fine tree of heaven. It is difficult to put down roots, then leave them, Mr. Barkley.
It's difficult to ask you to, believe me. But it's not just for company profits. It's for everybody in the town.
Ling and I are not treated like everybody. Would like to help you. But we need roots. We cannot sell the mine. The day passes. We must complete our work.
I could have told you you'd be wasting your time. All those scavengers understand is force. But don't worry, they'll get out.
Not that way. We'll just have to find some other way to ventilate those tunnels.
There is no other way. I've already talked to the best mining engineers.
Well, I'm sorry, Sidney. I cannot agree to force.
All right, then find some legal way, some loophole. Don't tell me you're squeamish about loopholes, too.
Yes, I am, when they involve human rights.
Well, Jared, this is no time to shilly-shally. There's too much at stake.
I couldn't agree with you more.
All right. The circuit judge will be here tomorrow. We'll let him settle it. Incidentally, he's an old friend of mine. I'll see you at dinner.
Well, it's got to be there somewhere, Judge Power. We know the claim was registered.
Oh, yes, here it is. Hello? Ling? I thought you said the name is Wang.
That's his wife. He registered it on Chinese New Year's. Put it in her name as sort of a gift. Actually, it belongs to both of them.
I see.
Those books were drawn up by a bunch of miners, Nathan, when Rimfire was just a camp.
The old miners' regulations are as valid as law, Sidney, and the state recognizes them as such, even now that you're incorporated as a district. I thought you said these people have been working this mine for 3 years.
They have?
According to the date here, they didn't register their claim until 6 months ago.
Wong doesn't know much about our laws, Judge. It took him a while to find out about staking claims.
Well, that's your loophole, Sidney. Under the State Exclusion Acts, aliens can't own property even when it's registered according to local mining laws. The acts went through last year, a couple of months before this claim was entered.
Well, Jared, that should simplify things.
I'm surprised you didn't check that date, Mr. Barkley. As a lawyer, you should be familiar with these new acts.
I am, Judge, thoroughly. I lobbied against them.
How soon can we evict them, Nathan?
48 hours. All you have to do is re-register your previous claim.
All right, Sheriff, notify them.
Is that a court order, Judge Power?
Yes, Sheriff.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Mr. Barkley. Is this the library?
That's right.
Sure is big.
Come on in.
I'm looking for Mr. Glover. The cook said he was here.
Well, he was, but he had to go into town, take care of some business. He should be back in a couple of hours. Is there something I can do for you?
Will you give him a message?
Sure will.
Tell him that I won't be delivering his firewood anymore.
His firewood?
He's on my roof. I bring it every day. Nickel load. Made a deal with his cook a long time ago.
Oh.
And you probably don't know it, but I've been delivering his frog legs. I'll have to get one of the other kids for that, too.
I see. Won't that put quite a dent in your business? Mr. Glover must be one of your best customers.
Yes, sir. But I still won't be delivering them. Even if the other kids don't bring fresh ones and he gets sick on them.
Why is that, Daniel? Because of Wong Lo?
Wong Lo and Pa both.
You want me to tell him that, too?
Yes, sir. Tell him everything.
Daniel, there's something I'd very much like you to understand. I don't like this business any better than you do.
Mr. Glover likes it. And you're merging with him.
When I started that merger, I didn't know Wong Lo or anyone else would be affected. If I had any choice, he wouldn't be now. But I can't help it, Daniel. You see, that old mine belongs to Mr. Glover, so he has the right to do anything he wants to with it. That's the law.
I don't care if it is the law. It's wrong.
No, Daniel, it's not wrong. It's... Well, you see, the law isn't perfect. It can't cover everything.
That mine's all Wong Lo has. Don't Mr. Glover care about anybody but himself?
Of course he does. It's just that...
He sure wanted Pa to care all right when he and that committee met.
What committee?
After Ma died, Pa decided that we was going back to Philadelphia to live. Then Mr. Glover and the committee came and said that the town needed protection. Pa was the best person for the job. Everybody realized it. Because winning the Medal of Honor during the war proved that he wasn't afraid of nothing.
Your Pa won the Medal of Honor?
Yes, sir.
He's right.
Then why ain't it protecting Wong Lo?
Well, it's like I said, Daniel. The law's not perfect. In this case, it favors Mr. Glover over Wong Lo.
What good is it if it favors one man over another? If it don't cover what's right? What good's Pa being a sheriff? Or you being a lawyer? What good is it?
Come here, Daniel. Sit down. You see, the law tries to be just. But if it isn't, it's usually because the people involved don't care enough to change it.
You're involved, Mr. Barkley. Can't you help some way?
I wish I could. But I'm sworn to uphold the law as it stands, just like your pa, whether I like it or not.
Well, anyhow, tell Mr. Glover about the deliveries. Will you, sir?
It doesn't belong to you.
Doesn't belong to us. But it is written in the book like all the others.
It was written too late. They passed some new laws. Only citizens can own property.
This is true, Sheriff? Really true? Yes, it must be so. Otherwise, you would not say it. The tree has taken root, but we have not. It is always so, Sheriff. Ling was born in this country, and I have spent most of my life here. But we are driven from place to place, like leaves in the seasonal winds.
What was that you said about Ling? That she was born here?
In San Francisco. Her mother was a servant in a rich house.
Whose house? What's the name?
Hamilton. Donald Hamilton.
What does this mean? Why?
You stay right here, Wong Lo. Understand? Stay right here till I get back.
Nevertheless, you were ordered to evict those people, not to question.
I can't evict them. Ling Han is an American citizen.
What? Oh, I don't believe it. They'd say anything to keep that claim.
She was born in San Francisco, a few months after her mother went to work for the Hamilton family.
Do you have proof of that?
Dates all filed in the city record building. Here's a telegraph. Donald Hamilton verifying it.
Well, that's good enough for me. I know Hamilton. They wouldn't verify anything that isn't true. So, since Ling is a citizen, that settles that.
Not for me, it doesn't. My crew dug that tunnel, and I'm not giving it up for any pair of scavengers. I don't care where they were born. Sheriff, Judge Power issued an order evicting those people. I demand you carry out that order.
I can't. Ling owns that mine legal and clear.
All right, Sheriff. If they're not out by the specified time, my men will do it for you.
They can try. They'll come up against me and my deputies.
Very well, Sheriff. If that's the way you want it.
It's not the way I want it. It's the way it is.
Sidney, I've already told you I'll have no part of this.
I don't understand you, Jared. What is it? You feel you owe these people something because you have more than they do? Is that it?
It's much simpler than that. I have respect for the law.
Oh, fiddlesticks. You may be willing to close down your tunnels, but I'm not going to close down mine. Merger or no merger.
Then there's no point in staying here any longer.
No, there isn't. Why don't you just go?
Boys.
How are you, Sheriff?
Hi, Sheriff.
I'm looking for deputies. Anybody got time to help?
What's the job?
Protecting a mine.
You mean protecting scavengers, don't you, Dave?
Pays 50 cents a day.
They ain't worth 5 a day.
That's right.
I'm not looking for opinions. I'm offering jobs. You want to work or not?
I'll work, but not for any scavengers.
Same here. Dave, that was Glover's mine in the first place. He wants it back. I figure he's got a right.
Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna side with scavengers, Sheriff.
They go for all of you?
That he does.
Thanks anyway.
Obeying the law doesn't seem to be too popular around here, Sheriff.
I thought Mr. Glover's guests did all their drinking in his drawing room, Mr. Barkley.
It seems I'm not Mr. Glover's guest anymore. We had a little difference of opinion.
Oh?
Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to agree with some of my convictions.
Which are?
Similar to yours, apparently.
What about the merger?
That's off, too.
Pa! Pa, they've got one low.
Got him? What do you mean?
There's a fight down at the mine.
Go home, Daniel.
Please don't. Let him go, please. Let him go, please. Please don't. Please don't. Oh, please!
Hold it, Cusack! I said hold it!
Thank fortune you have come, Sheriff.
Shut up!
You stay out of this.
I'll stay out of nothing, Cusack. Now, you let that man... You did that?
Who do you think did it?
It's not as it seems, Sheriff. They came here, this one and the other one. They told us we must leave, and when we refused, The other one took Ling and began to beat her. And I couldn't stand it. My fingers found the axe and I just couldn't stand it.
It was done for me. Sheriff, for me.
Don't cry, Ling. Afterwards, the others came with a rope.
He's lying. That murdering devil killed Pete in cold blood.
It was for me. See how they beat me?
Let him down.
He killed Pete. We're gonna string him up.
No. I'm holding him for the U.S. Marshal, Cusack. He's going to Stockton for trial. Now, for the last time, let him down.
Drop it.
All right, clear out.
We're gonna come and get him back. He ain't gonna leave town alive.
He is if I have anything to do with it. You know, you may change my mind about you. Everything all right, Jed?
So far. Telegram get through all right?
Yeah. Marshal and his deputies will be here in a couple hours.
That's good.
You got back quick, Pa. Did you get an answer from the marshal?
I'm dog tired, Daniel. How about some coffee?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask a favor of you, Jared.
A favor? Anything I can do?
What's about Daniel? It's something I've worried about for a long time. Something I know his mother would have worried about if she was still alive.
I don't imagine it's been easy trying to raise a boy alone.
No, it hasn't. This town doesn't help either. You've seen what it's like, Jared, full of drifters, drunks, not even a school. There's no place for a boy to grow up.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it too much. A lot of good men have come out of towns just like this one.
Yeah, but most of them had two parents. Daniel's only got one. I can't even give him security. Sheriff lives from day to day, you know that.
You know, it's a funny thing. Most of the kids I've seen don't seem to give a hoot about security, just as long as they have love.
He's got that. All I can give. But if I should happen to get killed all of a sudden, he won't have that. He won't have anything. There's a boarding school in Stockton. He can get an education. Be able to take care of himself no matter what happens.
I know it very well. The Stockton Boys' School.
Yeah. Well, I've written to him, taken care of all the details. They say that Daniel can enter any time. Jared, your stage leaves in an hour. I've saved the tuition. I'd appreciate it if you'd take him to Stockton with you and enter him.
You told him about this?
No, not yet.
It's a little sudden, isn't it? From what I've seen, it's going to tear his insides out.
What do you think it's doing to me? If I don't send him quick, I'll lose my nerve.
Look, Dave, why don't you think it over a little longer? This town's growing every day. There's bound to be a good school here soon.
I've thought about all that, Jared. It doesn't change anything. I'm still a sheriff. A man with a gun in his belly all the time. If that gun goes off, I don't want my son to see it.
All right. I'll take him. But not on the next stage. I'm going to stay till that marshal gets here.
But I don't want you to stay. If those miners start trouble...
If they do, you're going to need an extra gun. And badly.
All right. I better go. talk to Daniel. Coffee ready, Daniel?
Just about. And I heated some stew. Where's Mr. Barkley?
He's keeping watch.
Should I take him some stew?
Sit down a minute, Daniel. I want to talk to you about something. Yeah. You remember how it was 3 years ago when we lived up in the hills in our mine?
You mean the cabin? Before the claim jumper shot Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I do. I remember everything. How she used to say poetry to me, fix my clothes, and how pretty she was.
Yeah, she loved you very much, Daniel. She always wanted the very best for you. That's why we moved into town right after she died. I thought you wouldn't be so lonesome, that I could take better care of you.
You do. You take real good care of me.
Oh, this job keeps me too busy. You have to cook and clean up. You have to wash your own clothes a lot of the time.
I don't mind. I always said it was good to know how to do things.
Yeah, well, she meant more than just those things, Daniel. She meant an education. She'd want you to be in school right now. I know she would.
Well, then maybe we ought to move someplace where there is one.
Sheriff jobs aren't that easy to come by. I don't know anything else. I talked to Jared about it.
Mr. Barkley?
That's right, Mr. Barkley.
What did you talk to him about?
You're going to Stockton with him, Daniel. You're going to live at that school I was telling you about the other day.
You're fooling. Ain't you, Pa?
No. No, I'm not, Daniel.
But I don't want to live there. I want to live here with you.
No good here. Living next to a jail. Never knowing what's going to happen next.
I don't care what happens as long as I'm with you.
Well, I do care. You're going to get an education, Daniel. You're going to make a life for yourself away from here. Oh, Daniel, you'll like it. There'll be a lot of boys. You'll make friends.
No, I won't.
I'm sorry, boy. You're leaving as soon as the marshal gets here. Now, go get ready.
There's lots of time. I'll do it later. After I get rid of all my frogs.
You'll do it now. Right now.
Yes, sir.
It's for the best, boy. You'll see. Go on now.
They're coming, Dave.
Come on! You stay here, Daniel. Cover me from the side.
Don't let them take me, please, Mr. Barkley.
Don't worry, Wonglow. They won't.
You can't have him. You stay back or somebody's going to get hurt.
Get out of the way. You're going to be hurt.
I'm warning you, Cusack, and all the rest of you. Stay back or I'll shoot.
You can't shoot us all, Sheriff.
I don't want to shoot anybody, Mr. Glover, but you can't have Wong Lo.
That scavenger has done enough damage. He's killed one of my men. A merger that would have benefited the whole town. We're going to see that he pays.
And I'm going to see he gets a fair trial.
He's already had a trial. Been found guilty, right, boys? I'm warning you, Sheriff, for the last time. Stand aside.
Not a chance.
I'll kill the next man that moves.
Pa! Oh, Pa! Pa!
Well, Sidney, you came here to destroy law and order, and I'd say you've done a pretty good job. Is he hurt bad? You're pretty lucky this time. It's only a flesh wound.
What you had to do it for? What for? We should help him like he's always done. Like he's done for a lot of you. Because Wong Lo was in trouble. He's always helped everybody when they was in trouble. Everybody. Ever since he came into this town. Remember when the mine beams fell in your Cusack? And how Pa stayed by you till the doctor came? Fed your whiskey so it wouldn't hurt so bad. And how about the night you was gonna Stockton, Mr. Corcoran? And how Pa fetched your wife, just in time for a baby to come. He never left you alone either, Mr. Glover. Even if you are rich. Remember when your daughter was cutting that Snowden stage? And everybody said that they couldn't get through? You said you'd get through if it killed you. So you rode out. You and Pa. And when your horse went down, Pa brought you and Miss Janice both in safe. He stood by every one of you sometime or other. Why couldn't you stand by him? Why couldn't you?
Well, gentlemen, in addition to everything else, it looks like you all have short memories. Stay where you are, Sidney. He needs help. You can help best by getting this rabble out of here.
All right, men. Back to your jobs and stay there.
Go on.
Sheriff, I've been a hard-headed businessman all my life, but I always pay my debts. Jared's right. We do have short memories.
I'm sorry about coming out, Pa. I tried not to. But I heard the shots. And I knew he was out here. Alone. I had to come out. I just had to.
I'm glad you did, son.
Do I have to go away, Pa? Really? I mean, can't I just stay? Can't I?
You better. Can't expect me to eat at that cafe all the time.
Mr. Barkley, since yesterday, Ling and I owe you much gratitude. Because of this we have talked. We will sell you and Mr. Glover the mine.
I'm happy to hear that, Wong Lo. It'll mean a great deal to the town of Rimfire.
Money will mean much to us in getting a lawyer.
Don't you worry about that. You've already got one at no cost.
Not much of a case against you anyway, Wong. Cusack admitted that you did kill Pete in self-defense.
Perhaps Ling and I will have roots after all.
Well, Dave.
Bye, Jared. Thanks for everything.
Daniel, I want you to promise to take good care of your paw.
Don't you worry. I will.
Hey, are you Barkley's ready?
Now, don't you worry about us.
Oh, we ain't, aren't we, J.I.?
No, we ain't worried about them Barkleys at all, Zach.
3 years running. Our ranch has won the rodeo. We're going to do it again just to keep you Barkleys humble.
Oh, no, I wouldn't count on that. I mean, you Mortons may be in for a little surprise.
Seems to me I recollect you saying the same thing last year.
You just keep on laughing.
Nick?
Now,
My papa says you Barkleys are sporting.
well, now your papa is right. What is your sport?
Well, I got 1,000 that says we win the rodeo.
And I got 5 says you don't.
1,000?
1,000.
You got a bet?
You got you a bet.
What was that all about?
Huh? Oh, you mean the Mortons?
The Mortons.
Yeah, well, it was just a little sporting proposition on the rodeo, was all.
Uh-huh. How much?
Oh, 500, 1,000. Want a piece of it?
You gotta be out of your mind.
You don't want a piece of it. Well, somehow I have a little feeling about this rodeo.
You had a little feeling about last year's rodeo, and how much did that cost?
Oh, well, now that was different. This year, the Mortons
The Mortons are gonna walk all over us, and you know it. Zach baited you, and you bit.
What would you have done? Passed.
Nick, will you use your head? They're even stronger this year, and 2 of our hands are laid up.
Well, now, whose side are you on?
Ours, but we haven't got a prayer. They've recruited every cowboy between here and Waco.
Oh.
I can win that rodeo for you. Joshua Watson, for hire.
About time you got back.
I just got a little busy in town, so all. Thank you.
You always get busy in town when there's work to be done here.
You're going to thank me for it this time.
For what?
For Joshua. Joshua Watson and my brother Heath.
Howdy.
He's going to win that rodeo for us single-handed.
Well, that's a pretty big chore.
Uh-huh.
Can you rope?
Better than most.
You ever do any bulldogging?
One more than my share.
Can you ride a bronc?
That's my best.
That's your best, huh, Josh? Well, now, let's see. Charlie?
Nick, wait a minute.
Charlie! Yeah, Nick? Saddle up a batten and bring him here, will you? Hey, Charlie. I said saddle up a batten and bring him here.
I'll give my hand.
All righty.
Nick, what are you trying to prove?
Oh, just take the man's word. He said that was his best.
But you know, Archie and Dale both got busted up trying to ride that horse.
You going to ride that horse?
Yep,
Do you know what you were doing?
I know.
They call that horse a bad one. The name means devil.
Got him? Hold him.
Horse has got a lot of spirit.
I would say, yeah.
No, I never rode a horse before to prove a point.
Oh?
What do I get for breaking him?
Name it.
How about the horse?
All right. You break him, he's yours.
All right.
You don't have to ride him.
Well, I've been riding the devil all my life, He ain't throwed me yet.
Mister, you got gotta be the best to ride this horse. Or crazy. Time out! Stay with him, Joshua! Ride him, Joshua! Hold him, boy! Hold him! Ha-ha! Eat him up!
You all right?
I'm all right.
Where do you think you're going?
Ride that horse.
Haven't you had enough?
Ain't a man can't beat the road, but ain't a horse can't be rode. Easy, horse. Easy, boy. Ain't no need to fight. 'Cause I'm gonna break you.
All right, stay with him, Josh. Attaboy, Josh. Ride him, Joshua. I think he's got him. You got him! You got him, Josh! He did it!
I think we just won ourselves a rodeo.
Walk, horse. Walk proud for the people. Walk on, boy. Good boy.
And ride, why, this man's got to be the greatest Mustanger ever.
Well, is there anything this Joshua Watson can do?
He can rope, bust broncs, why, he can even bullbuck.
Did he really ride a bad one?
He had that horse eaten out of his hand 2 minutes after he stepped on him.
Well, how does he measure up to the Mortons?
Better. You ask Heath when he comes in.
Then we have a chance of winning this year.
Well, with Joshua riding for us, we have a chance. Sure you wouldn't like to make a little bet, Jared?
No, I wouldn't like to make a little bet. As a matter of fact, I'd feel a lot better if we called this whole thing off.
For the first time in 4 years, we have a chance to winning this rodeo, and he wants to call it off. Why?
Because it stopped being just a contest between two ranches. The whole thing's getting out of hand.
Because I made a bet.
No.
Well, all the hands out there have made bets, too, you know.
Nick, it has nothing to do with the betting. Now, you remember what happened last year, that fight with the Mortons in the saloon?
Boys were just letting off little steams, huh?
Uh-huh. And then what followed that? They salted our water holes. We had to spook their cattle.
We should have done worse.
Nick, can't you see what's happening? This isn't a rodeo anymore. It's turning into a feud.
Wait a minute. 4 years ago, we started this rodeo as a constructive way of handling the rivalry between us and the Mortons. Now, if it hasn't worked out, perhaps we should call it off.
Mother, this rodeo is my responsibility. I'm not about to call it off.
Nick, what if somebody gets killed?
That is also my responsibility.
Sure you wouldn't like to make a little bet?
Oh, you hard-headed.
Are you going to keep laughing like a blamed hyena all night long?
I can't help it, Pa. I keep thinking about Nick Barkley. You know, he ain't ever gonna learn his lesson.
Man's got pride. You can't fault him for that.
I ain't faulting him. It's his money that's gonna buy us that new breeding stock in Denver.
And, I guess you plan to, go to Denver yourself and pick up those critters.
Yeah, me and J.R.
It's a pretty long trip to Denver. A couple of young fellas could get into trouble in a wild town like that.
Well, we sure aim to try.
You know something? Barkley's got no monopoly on pride. You boys have done everything, and I've asked of you and more. And you've raised up just like I hoped you would. Tough, skilled, and you don't know the meaning of the word lose.
Hey, Paul? Hey, Zach?
In here, son.
Boy, I'm not glad you're up.
Hey, where you been?
Well, I've been in town. I was with a bunch of them Barkley hands. First off, I thought they was all drunk.
They try and jump you, son?
No, Pa. They all wanted to bet on the rodeo.
Won't you tell them to line up?
Well, yeah, sure. Told them they could bet any amount they wanted. I didn't figure it out till later. And then I found out they got this new hand out there. A black man by the name of Joshua Watson. Talk is he's the greatest rodeo rider that ever got up into a saddle.
Did you see him?
No, I didn't see him, but...
Oh, now, one black man ain't gonna scare us off.
I got 3 champions riding for us and paying them more money than they've ever seen.
Well, Pa, that's what bothers me. They know who we got riding for us, but they're betting on this Watson fella.
They ain't any smarter than Nick Barkley.
I know every good rider in the country, and I never heard of a Joshua Watson. You?
No.
Well, you can just stop your worrying, JR, and just tell them to keep sending in the bets.
Pa, I ain't worried.
Ah.
Well, okay. Anyway, I figure he's as good as they say he is. We can always hire him for ourselves. Right, Pa?
Like I was telling your brother, a Morton doesn't know the meaning of the word lose.
Hey, easy, man. Save some of that vinegar for the rodeo.
Work and me get along fine. I'll be fit come rodeo time.
You know, me and you's pretty much the same, Joshua.
How's that?
Oh, I come from a sharecropping family. Hard work's all I've had. Most of it without pay. Well, like you, or the government cut you free. This rodeo means everything to me, Joshua. I got a wife and 2 boys back home. And I've been saving every penny I earned for the past 2 years to bring them here. I bet every bit of it on you.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, ready in a minute. Joshua, we never had anyone like you around here before.
I guess my kind's rare in these parts.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. We've had a lot of Negroes working on this ranch. It's just that, well, you know, freedmen come west, finding a new start. But we never had a hand that could do it all. Where'd you learn all this about ranching?
Just comes naturally, I guess.
Where you from?
Lots of places.
Most cowboys are. Where's your home?
Place I'm at.
Hey, Charlie. Found a friend of yours.
I think he likes you better.
Catch Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Right back at you, Charlie. Whoa!
Thanks.
Nothing.
Nothing. About the best shooting I ever saw.
All I did was pull the trigger. Snake did the rest.
How's that?
Well, when a rattler sees a bullet coming, he strikes out at it.
Oh, well. I get it.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Well, I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. I saw a band of angels coming after me. They were coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
That was beautiful, Joshua.
Thank you, Nick.
From the sound of it, I'd say your father must have been a preacher.
No, he was a slave, Nick. A field slave.
Nick! Bert! Bert, what happened? What happened?
I was chasing strays. They bushwhacked me.
Well, who did it? Bert, who did it?
The Mortons.
The Mortons. Joshua, take Bert to the ranch. Charlie, go on into town and get the doctor.
What are you gonna do?
Make a little call on the Mortons.
You're not going out there in the dark.
By the time I get there, it'll be morning.
Hey, Zach. Here he comes.
Here, just like you said.
You shot Bert.
Well, he was spooking our cattle.
You're a liar.
You be careful who you calling a liar. Well, if that wasn't an invite to a fight, I'd...
You all right, Nick?
Of course I'm all right. Just fine.
How'd you know I was here? Charlie told me.
Sure you're all right? I don't need your help. I'm fine. Leave me alone.
You help me, and so help me, I'll hit you. Oh. Oh.
Heath! You keep your brother away from me, or next time he'll get it worse.
All right, I'm ready.
How's the eye feel?
Fine, just fine.
Sure you don't want a cold town?
No, this will do nicely, thank you.
Okay. Try and help.
What happened to him?
Ask him.
What happened?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You heard what I said? Nothing.
I'd say that's the best one I've ever seen.
They don't come any better.
Nick, if you don't mind a little suggestion, I think the best place for that beefsteak is on a plate with some mashed potatoes. Who did it?
Morton's.
Ah, the Mortons. Well, you've just been itching for a fight with them, haven't you? And you finally got it.
Well, they haven't heard the last of it either.
Now, look, with that eye, you're not exactly ready for a beauty contest as it is, much less go back.
Look, Jared, I'll worry about my eye. But they shot Bert. And they said that he was spooking their cattle, and it's a lie.
Where are you going?
I'm going up and have a hot bath. I'll be as good as new in an hour. Here. All you need now is the mashed potatoes.
Forget it.
What?
What you're thinking won't do any good.
Well, then maybe I better have a little talk with Rufus. Try and reason with him.
The reason things are the way they are is because Rufus can't be reasoned with. Bert shot. They stomped on Nick. And they've gone too far. I say we go over to their ranch and crack a few heads. Are you with us, Josh?
Yep, I'm with you.
Well, then come on, let's go.
Where are you boys heading?
To the Mortons.
Nobody leaves this ranch. Is that understood?
You've got a right to even things up.
Any man that rides out to fight the Mortons is fired. Is that understood?
And the Mortons?
That's where I'm heading right now to have a little talk with them. Rufus, for the last time, I came out here for only one reason, to get you to call this rodeo off.
And you rode out here for nothing.
Yeah, what do you want to call the rodeo off for? We hear you got a man who can win it for you all by himself.
Yeah, ain't he as good as they say he is? Listen, JR, why don't you go open the front door and, let this man and the smell out of here.
I'd like to remind you, gentlemen, a man's already been shot, badly wounded.
He was lucky. I told my boys to shoot to kill any one of your hands that crossed my lines.
And can't you see what a tragic mistake that is? Call it off before someone is killed.
My boys have been looking forward to this for a year. And I'm not going to be the one to spoil their sport. I never thought I'd live to see the day when a Barkley would ask me to back off.
Rufus, I'm not asking you to back off. I'm asking you to do what makes sense.
It all adds up to the same thing. Morton's backing down.
If you don't back down this time, it means a fight.
So be it. And we'll settle this thing between us once and for all.
You're just itching for a fight, aren't you, Rufus? Well, all right. The Barkleys don't back down either. So if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you're gonna get.
Let the horse do the work. How's he doing on time?
5 seconds. He's almost there. Come on, Jim. Hang it in there. Hang it in there. 7 seconds. Well, he almost made it.
7 seconds ain't enough. Almost ain't good enough. He's got to stay on the animal 8 seconds.
All right, Jim. That'll be enough for today. Go get yourself a hot bath. How do you do it, Joshua?
I just stay loose, Nick. I let the animal do the work. You see, staying on the horse 8 seconds is important. But what's more important is making it look good. You see, the easier you make it look, the quicker you catch the judge's eye.
Oh, Jared. How's Jim doing? He's doing pretty good. Joshua here's working with him. If those Morton boys had any sense, they'd start worrying.
I think they already are, Nick. Charlie tells me he saw Zach and JR up on the ridge watching Joshua with a pair of glasses.
You don't say. Well, you tell Charlie. Next time he sees those two poor boys, invite them on down here. It's a shame for them to stand all the way back on that ridge and strain their eyes. And I think maybe I'll treat your eyes to some fancy roping.
Nick's roping's pretty fancy, ain't it?
Yeah, it sure is, Joshua.
Begging your pardon, Jared, you look a little worried. It ain't the rodeo, is it?
No. It's... Well, I guess it's just a lot of things all together. But I guess if nobody panics, everything will work out all right.
Silas? Silas?
Oh, yes, Miss Audra.
Oh, you looking at the almanac?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you're checking on the weather for the day of the rodeo, it'll be sunny and warm, temperature in the high 80s. I checked it yesterday.
That's good, Miss Audrey. But I wasn't checking on the weather. The almanac has all the famous rodeo riders in it.
Oh, that's right.
And if anybody can ride rodeo like Joshua can, he just might be a champion.
Was his name mentioned in there?
No, it doesn't seem to be. But of course, after we beat the Mortons, I bet they write a whole page on him.
You're proud of him, aren't you?
Yes, Miss Audrey. He's something.
You know, Silas, we don't really know very much about him. Have you had a chance to talk with him?
We've talked once in a while.
Did he say anything about himself?
No, ma'am. I guess that surprises you?
A little.
Joshua and I are the same in one respect. We are both black men. But we are different, Miss Audra. Different as day is to night.
In what way?
I've always worked in a big house like this one. I was treated special because I belong to the house. All my life, I've been indoors.
And Joshua?
He's from the fields, from the outdoors. He's never known nothing but hard work and the whip. He's a new breed. He's restless. He's proud, and he's searching. Searching for a place that he can call home. A place where he can stand up as a man.
Joshua, I gotta drop this by the bank. Have yourself a beer. I'll join in a minute.
Okay. Give me a beer.
You must be Joshua Watson.
You must be Rufus Morton.
You know me?
Well, everybody around here knows you Morton. You people don't exactly walk around on tiptoe, you know.
We have no need to. Truth is, you're not exactly a secret around here either. Can I talk to you?
Talk? What you want to talk about?
How would you like to work for me?
I got a job.
I'll pay you double what the Barclays are paying.
Nobody can best what the Barclays are paying me.
Oh, we'll see about that. I'll buy you a drink and we can talk. Bartender?
I got a drink.
Hey, boy. Are you refusing to drink with my paw?
Man has a right to pick his own drinking company.
Begging your pardon, Heath. The man asked me the question, and the answer is yes, I'm refusing.
You think you're too good to drink with us?
You think what you want. You almost made it to the other world.
What are you thinking, Pa?
Only two kinds of men handle a gun like that. Outlaw or a lawman. And he's no lawman.
Well, there is such a thing as quitting time.
Oh, hiya, Nick.
How you doing?
Oh, just fine.
You know, I had an idea that you just might be in town with the rest of the boys.
No, not tonight. Me and my saddle got a lot of work to be done before rodeo time.
Mm-hmm. You know, Heath was telling me that Rufus Morton offered you a job. Twice your pay. You turned it down. How come?
Well, your foreman's retiring at the end of the month. I'd like his job.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Josh. That's foreman's job. Why, that wouldn't pay half the money old Morton would.
Well, you see, the way I look at it, it pays better.
Well, you know something, Joshua? You might just be the man for the job. Good night.
Good night, Nick.
Still having trouble with the Peterson case?
No, I'm having trouble with my own stupid case. You know what I did today? I went over to the Mortons to see if I could talk them out of this rodeo.
You what?
Oh, you don't have to worry. I let that Rufus get me so mad, I told him we'd meet him head to head if that's the way they want it.
Oh, that's better.
No, it isn't better.
What? Nick, let's talk about this rationally. Let's talk about what's best for the Barclays and the Mortons.
Oh, now, come on, Mother.
Think about it. Suppose we did cancel the rodeo.
Well, we can't. The men have bet a full month's salary. They'd have to forfeit their money.
All right, we can cover that. Is there another reason?
Yes.
What? Your ridiculous bet with Zach?
No.
Well, then what?
For 3 years, the Mortons have stomped us at rodeo. And this year, thanks to Joshua, we have a chance to stomp them, and I'm not about to pass it up.
Oh, Nick.
Well, now, what is all this about? JR, take off your hat. What do you want?
Your new hired man, Joshua Watson.
Oh, yes, he said you offered Joshua a job, and he turned you down.
I didn't come here to hire him, Victoria. I came here to take him in.
What? You mean arrest him? What for?
I think he's an outlaw.
You think?
If I could get him to Phoenix, I could prove it.
Joshua turned you down cold. You never could stand to be turned down.
Turning me down had nothing to do with it, Victoria. I do business in Phoenix. The last time I was there, the law was looking for a black man who rode with Coleman's raiders.
And you think that Joshua is the man that they're looking for?
He fits a description.
All that dirty. You show me an outlaw that would turn down the money you offered Joshua.
What makes you think Joshua's the man they want in Phoenix?
After what I saw in the saloon, I'm sure of it.
Rufus, that's a pretty serious accusation. I trust you have the evidence to back it up.
There's plenty of evidence in Phoenix. I came here tonight to ask you to do the right thing.
Oh, and what was that?
Turn Joshua Watson over to the law in Stockton.
Well, now, Rufus, I thought I knew how much this rodeo meant to you, but I had no idea how low you'd stoop to win it.
You either turn Joshua Watson over to the law tonight, or I'll come back in the morning and take him by force.
The streets of Laredo. As I walked out in the street one day, I saw a poor cowboy all wrapped in white linen, all wrapped in white linen and cold as a clay. Take me to green valleys and lay the sod o'er me, for I'm a young cowboy and I know I've done wrong. Things are gonna be different for me and you, horse. The Barkleys offered us a home, and we gonna take it.
You seem to have a way with that horse.
Oh, we got understanding.
You're some man, Mr. Watson. The Barkleys are mighty proud of you, and so am I.
Well, thank you, Silas.
They're counting on you to win the rodeo.
I won't let them down.
Of course, if he wasn't here, there wouldn't be no rodeo.
And no trouble, huh?
Yes.
You asking me to ride out?
I don't want to see none of the Barkleys hurt. There's been a lot of trouble already, and there's a lots more coming.
This rodeo means everything to Nick, and he's been good to me. He give me a job here at the ranch, give me a home, and ain't no way I'm gonna ride away from that.
Joshua,
Well?
Rufus Morton says you're an outlaw. And unless we turn you over to the sheriff, he'll take you by force. We turned him down.
Thank you, ma'am.
No thanks are necessary if you're not the man they want in Phoenix. However, there's going to be trouble. It might even start a range war. And there's something I have to know before the fighting starts.
What's that, ma'am?
Did you ride with Coleman raiders?
No, ma'am.
And you're not the man they want in Phoenix?
No.
Where are you from, Joshua?
Well, I'm from lots of places, Miss Barkley. Places with bad memories. Places I'd like to forget.
Posted? Half on the north range, the rest on the east. Maybe he ain't coming. Morton's never backed away from a fight yet.
He'll be coming.
Nick,
Far enough, Rufus.
Back off, Nick. You don't have a chance.
Just try us.
They're looking for a fight. We'll give it to them. Circle to the left.
You're running away, aren't you? I guess Rufus Morton was right. You did ride with Hardy Coleman.
I was another man then. That was a long time ago.
Why?
I was set free, but that was all. I had no home, no family, no place to go. Hardy took me in, taught me to ride, used my gun. Gave me a chance to be a man, or so I thought at that time.
We're offering you a chance, a real chance. But if you run, it's all over for you.
And if I don't run, there's 3 years waiting for me in Phoenix.
We're offering you a lifetime right here on this ranch.
3 years might not sound like a long time to you, but for a man that's been a slave, it's eternity.
I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
It ain't no use. I appreciate all you tried to do for me, and I thank you for it. But ain't no way I'm gonna give up my freedom now.
Then you're a coward.
No, Miss Barkley. It's easy for you to judge me, ain't it? You with your fine ranch and your big fine family.
It wasn't always this way. When my husband brought me here, this was wasteland, barren land. We worked hard and suffered to make it what it is.
Suffered? Suffered, you and your family? You don't know what suffering is. Suffering is watching your mother and father being sold on the auction block. Suffering is working hard all day till your body aches, give out and drop. Suffering is watching the world from the outside, knowing nobody wants you in.
But times change, so do people.
Not fast enough.
Joshua, we've got to start somewhere.
I'm sorry, Miss Barkley. Tell him I'm gone, and ain't no need fighting.
All right, Tom, all right. Just my shoulders.
Hey, how bad is it, boy? Bad enough. Shoot him out of there!
Not about to hold out much longer. I'll go get some help.
Come on.
Morton's. They got Nick and Charlie pinned down. They need help. Get the men on the North Range.
You all right?
Go on, get. I'll be all right.
Abaddon, the slaves used to travel by the stars. They'd find the Big Dipper and follow it north to freedom. Which way is freedom now? Which way do I go?
How you fixed for ammunition? Oh, how's yours?
I got about 6 rounds left, so.
Hold your fire! Hold it!
Hold your fire! Wait a minute, hold it! Joshua, get out of here!
Ain't no need in fighting them, Nick. I'm the man they want in Phoenix.
You're what?
They had me right. I'm giving myself up.
Paul, maybe it's a trick.
We'll soon find out. Watson, did I hear you right? You're turning yourself in?
Yeah, that's right. I'm turning myself in.
Let's go! It's all over!
Joshua.
Sorry to cause you all the trouble, Nick.
Well, why didn't you run?
Well, I started to, but then I changed my mind.
Change your mind? What about?
Yeah, I got to figure there ain't no way I can make a new life for myself till I find the right stars.
Yeah.
They'll get a job when I get out?
It'll be waiting for you.
All right.
Hang on, Nick. Stay with him, Nick. Got him, Nick!
Atta boy, ride him.
You think he's got a chance?
Well, maybe. He stays in one piece till the rodeo starts.
That's my boy.
Ain't you had enough, Nick?
Ain't a man that can't be throwed, and ain't a horse that can't be rode.